What's up, 10 Scale Squad? This is my HPI E10 Drift, and it is fantastic. The best four-wheel drive drift car that I have, and you should absolutely stay away from it. A couple years ago, I got this thing, and I was pretty disappointed with what I got out of the box, considering the price of this thing. This thing, when I bought it, was almost like $300, and it was not great. Friction shocks, all plastic, everything. Came with like a nickel metal hydride battery. This really cool R34 Nissan Skyline GTR body. That is actually a replica of the Russian drifter, this guy. Yeah, I can't pronounce his name. But it seemed like that's where all the money went, was just licensing this actual car. So I got on the interwebs and I ordered all kinds of upgrades for this thing. Took it out drifting and was pretty surprised at how well it handled, but there was still a bunch of things that needed done. I needed to stiffen up the rest of the drive line, and I was going through motors in this thing like crazy, and it needed just a little bit more jam. So on a live stream, I decided I was gonna buy all the parts that I wanted for this thing, electronics wise, throw them in here, and that would solve the issues. And it did. The thing handled awesome. So I've got this Surpass Hobby Platinum 45 amp brushless ESC and motor. Put a little motor cooler on there because the old motors were burning up, so I thought better safe than sorry. But with this brushless system in here, the thing just performs. So since that live stream, I actually went back and added aluminum control arms, uppers and lowers, front and back. And now this thing is totally stout and ready to rip. So I don't know how much money I actually have into this. I kind of stopped doing the math, but if I had to guess, this is probably around a $600, $650 four-wheel drive drift car. And I know what you're probably thinking, four-wheel drive drift cars, what in the heck? That's not a real drift car. Tell that to Ken Block.
Maybe I didn't mention, but I had quite a lot of bacon for breakfast.
I've got a rear-wheel drive drift car. I've driven plenty of rear-wheel drive drift cars, and let me tell you that this thing is right on par with them. The driving characteristics are totally different, but there's not a whole lot that a rear-wheel drive drift car can do that this can't. This having the benefit of not needing a gyro, and you can really be pretty versatile with this. I mean, you don't have to drift this thing. If you wanted to throw grip tires on here and go touring car racing, you could certainly do that. And rear-wheel drive drift cars really are meant to be run on like a prepped surface. This thing, I can take it outside, I can take it just about anywhere and drive it sideways, no problem at all. So the HPI E10, it does have some clever things going for it. Like, this is the drift layout, so as you can see, we've got the motor in the forward position. The steering servo is actually mounted really far back, and it uses this long steering linkage to operate all the steering shenanigans up here. So all of that in the name of balance and weight transfer, and I gotta say, it works. You just have to spend, I don't know, about 3 times as much money getting all the upgrade parts to make this thing stout and solid and not all flexible and nasty. So dollar for dollar, if you're looking, at that $250 price range, there's a lot better options out there. A Red Cat Lightning Drift or even the Thunder Drift, those are great four-wheel drive drift platforms if you're looking for something like that. This thing, it's almost $300, and then to get it to really perform well, I mean, you just got to keep throwing money at it and keep throwing parts at it. I did do some cosmetic things, obviously, like stickers, and I put the aluminum brake discs and calipers on it. That does really nothing for performance, but it looks cool. And I thought, what's another $50 in aesthetic things to make it at least look the part. So, oh my goodness, if you were thinking about getting one of these, just be prepared. I mean, out of the box, literally everything is plastic. Plastic drive cups, no bearings, all plastic shafts, plastic A-arms, plastic links, friction shocks, and it doesn't really drive as good as it should in that price range. But that's what we do here at 10 Scale Garage. I make poor decisions so you hopefully don't have to. So there you have it. Don't buy one of these. And if you are looking for a four-wheel drive drift chassis. I mean, I've got some videos on some pretty good ones. In fact, I've got a 2-part series all about how to get into drifting. And don't listen to the haters that say, oh, it's not a drift car unless it's rear-wheel drive. If you're like me and you don't have a local drift track and you just want to drive something that looks cool sideways, there's nothing wrong with it. Anyways, what do you guys think of this thing down below? Pretty wicked, right? Are you into drifting? Are you one of those guys that insists that drift cars must be rear-wheel drive? Or do you have fun with 4-wheel drive chassis, just sliding them sideways and doing some real hot boy type stuff? Let me know down below. And if this is your first time checking out the channel, welcome. I'm glad you found it. I like to do RC shenanigans like this all the time. And I've got some epic stuff coming up, including some rear-wheel drive slidey boy stuff, so you're going to want to stick around. Alright guys, until next time. Chopping MSTs out here. Chopping them!